Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Yadavaya Namaha
Gopala Govinda Ram
Sri Madhusudhanam Pangun Langaya Tegirim Sri Gurum Dina Tharinam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat.
Yes. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue. I think the echo is too much. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue with the reading from Sri Chaitanya Shikshamrita by Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Continuing with the fifth chava, consideration of Bhava-bhakti, and we are starting with the third stream, Jnāna-vicāra. 5 types of knowledge. In relation to the analysis of knowledge, some may wish to know as to what is the endeavor of the persons who have awakened bhava. Before the awakening of bhava, during the practice of Vaidhi Bhakti, a person gains a certain understanding of all Vedantic truth in the scriptures of the Lord, and the misfortunes caused by ignorance has been removed. Once the bhava awakens, the devotee no longer engages in discussion of other aspects of knowledge, being absorbed in the taste of that bhava alone. 5 types of knowledge are as follows: Indriyana, knowledge of the senses and their objects; Naitika-jnana, ethical knowledge; Iswar-gana, knowledge of the Supreme Lord; Brahma-jnana, knowledge of Brahman; Shuddha-jnana, pure knowledge. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining each one of them. Indriyartha-jnana, knowledge of the senses and their objects. Acquiring knowledge is possible for every living entity with senses. External objects perceived by the senses are conveyed to the brain through the nervous system. The mind, acting as the internal sense, processes this perception in several stages. First stage, it brings external perceptions to the mind. Second stage, it stores this perception as memory. Third stage, it combines or separates this perception from the imaginations or conceptualizations. Fourth stage, it classifies these perceptions, reduces them to simpler forms of small numbers, or redivides them to increase complexity in large numbers. Fifth stage, it extracts logical meanings from the combined perception known as reasoning or logic. Reasoning is used to determine what is to be done and not to be done. All mental and material sciences are discovered through reasoning.
So knowledge is divided into 5 stages.
So knowledge is divided into 5 stages.
This is knowledge of the senses and the objects.
This is knowledge of the senses and their objects.
That is divided into 5 stages.
And that is divided into 5 stages.
There are also five knowledge, high knowledge.
There are also 5 knowledge.
The first is Indriyana.
The first is
Knowledge of the senses and their objects.
Indriyartha Jnana, knowledge of the senses and their objects. Go to the second one. Let's see.
Bhakti-Thakur explained in great detail how different types of knowledge.
So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is going into great details of different types of knowledge. Come. I think the one above, I think we didn't read. Telegraphs and architecture, all those things. Okay. Material sciences. Material sciences include various fields such as science of matter and motion, mag- magnet- magnetism, electricity, medicine, Ayurveda, physiology, optics, music, and mental philosophy. Scientific knowledge of substances and their properties leads to the development of various arts and crafts manufacture. Science and art assist assist each other perf- in the performing of significant greater tasks such as railways, electrical communication, telegraphs, ships, and architecture, temple and house construction. All these are part of sensory knowledge and their activities inspired by it. Geography, chronology, astronomy, zoology, mineralogy, and surgery are all parts of Indriyartha Jnana. Those who are engrossed in this knowledge refer to it as positive knowledge. However, human nature does not remain confined to the sensory knowledge alone and seeks higher knowledge.
So, uh, sensory knowledge, uh, brings one to the study of the various aspects of material life.
So sensory knowledge brings one up to the level of brings one up to the study of various material knowledges.
Geography, chronology, astronomy, zoology, mineralogy, surgery, all
So
parts
a part of this is astronomy, zoology, mineralogy, and surgery of all parts of Indriya Artha Jnana.
parts of India are Jnana,
A parts of Indriya
sensory knowledge.
a part of Indriya Artha Jnana, sensory knowledge.
So, some people are interested in this, what you're
So some people are interested in this.
going to see this senses.
Some people are interested with the senses.
And what higher, higher things are discussed here.
But higher things are discussed here. In the Naradiya Haribhakti Sudodaya, it's mentioned, desiring pleasure, the embodied soul look outwards through the openings of the senses, just like someone inside the house look outside through the windows. They perceive only the external objects and do not understand the true essence. Therefore, the seeker of the highest truth should abandon worldly desires and distractions, aiming for the supreme goal with a focused mind, free from impurities. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Naitika Jnana, ethical knowledge. In sensory knowledge, when a principle of ethics is added, considering the auspiciousness and inauspiciousness of the world, ethical knowledge arises. The root of pleasure and pain is sensory perception, meaning love, favorable love for favorable condition and aversion for unfavorable conditions. This is the subject of ethical knowledge, as these events are conceptualized through reasoning to form a code of ethics. Guidelines for enhancing love and mitigating aversion become necessary in this. There are various types of ethics such as politics, penal code, laws of trade, util- utilitarianism, division of labor, rules of health, socialism, rule of life, and training and development of feelings. Ethical knowledge alone does not encompass knowledge of afterlife or the Supreme Lord. Some individuals refer to the ethical knowledge as positive knowledge of positivism. However, human nature possesses higher faculties, so ethical knowledge alone does not satisfy humans. The ethical knowledge In ethical knowledge there is only the name of righteousness and unrighteousness, virtue and sin, and their physical, mental, and social consequences. However, after death, there is no result for the individual besides the fame or infamy. There is also no hope.
So some people go beyond the sensory perception to see the aspects of
So some people go beyond the sensory perception to see the aspects of
higher physical, mental, social consequences, but not understanding of what comes after life.
the aspects of their physical, mental, and social consequences without understanding what will happen to them after this
What
life,
happens after death?
what happens after death. As mentioned in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya 9.18, O dear one, what use is the study of economic science if it only increases one's material attachments? What is the use of is the study of scriptures if it leads to the self-destruction? Following ethical principle can amass great wealth and strengthen attachments, but entangled in this attachment, a foolish person drowns in the ocean of material existence. Even if a foolish person desires external wealth, what benefit can ethical principles bring him? The Lord of wealth should always be served. Lakshmipati.
So Bhagavan is in charge since he has all wealth, he's in charge of wealth.
So, because Bhagavan has all wealth, is in charge of all wealth.
So by worshiping him, we can get more wealth.
So, by worshipping him, we can get more wealth. Third one, Iswar-gana, knowledge of the Supreme Lord. By analyzing the formation of all objects in the world, their interrelationships, their mutual dependency and improvement, human reasoning concludes that the world cannot originate by itself. It has emanated from the supreme knowledgeable entity. He is the one worthy of worship in the world. He is an all powerful individual. As mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, okay, spoken by spoken by Narada Muni, when Narada Muni asked King Parshina Barhishat, "My dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing fruitive activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activity." The king replied, "O great soul Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities." Some conclude that he has created the entire universe and it's our duty to worship him with gratitude. By doing so, he will be pleased and provide us with more benefits. He'll remove all our excuse me, scarcity. Others give the conclusion that he is he he out of his own high nature has created us and provided all means for our happiness. He does not expect any response from us. With such varying inconsistent conclusions, the belief in God is connected to ethical knowledge and establishes the knowledge of God.
So uh, the different ideas how uh, the function of the Supreme Lord
So, the different ideas of the function of the Supreme Lord
are uh, revealing the individual soul.
bewildering the conditioned soul.
And the Lord may not need anything.
The Lord may not need anything.
What if someone offers worship and respect?
If someone offers him worship and respect,
He appreciates that.
he appreciates that.
He wants unalloyed love.
He wants unalloyed love.
So, although he doesn't need anything,
So, although
but
he,
the fact that he receives love and appreciation
although he doesn't need anything, the fact that he receives love and appreciation
is useful for him.
is useful for him. According to the knowledge of some believers in personal God, actions performed as duties yield rewards like heavenly pleasures, while action not performed as duties result in hellish sufferings. Varnashrama Dharma, Astanga Yoga practices, penance, and various God realization practices in different countries are considered different prescriptions arising from knowledge of God. Some amount of knowledge and all actions fall within this domain. This knowledge does not include the realization of eternal perfect nature of the soul. When individuals, realizing the limitations of this knowledge, seeking higher progress, they become anxious about how to achieve it. Those, due to impatience, repeatedly apply logic, find that logic, failing to proceed further, resorts to secondary metaphorical usage of words, and according to their qualification give birth to the conception of a separate, indirect, impersonal entity. They say form exists, but ultimate truth is formless. They say there is transformation, but the ultimate truth is changeless. Attributes exists, but the ultimate truth is attributeless. Distinction exists, but the ultimate truth is indistinct. Thus, they imagine an undifferentiated entity and seek the ultimate goal in it.
So they different exercises lead on to impersonal truth.
So, these different exercises they lead one to the impersonal truth,
Thus, they don't realize the highest truth.
and thus they don't realize the highest truth. In this context, knowledge of God transforms into knowledge of Brahman, the fourth type of knowledge. Those who, accepting the nature of patience, seek the soul's essence within themselves and attain the fifth type of knowledge known as pure knowledge. Brahmagyan, this is the fourth one. Brahmagyan, knowledge of Brahman. Brahman is the fourth type of knowledge. Brahmagyan states that this world is imagined by ignorance, meaning it's false. The only true substance is called Brahman. Belief in the world, belief in the world is merely an illusion. The individual soul under the influence of ignorance is Brahman. When ignorance is removed, the individual soul is realized as Brahman. At that point, there is no grief, fear, and delusion. This is, this is known as Mayavad or Advaitavada in English. This philosophy is called pantheism. Mayavad and Vivartavad. Advaitavad is of two kinds, Mayavada and Vivartavada. In Mayavada, nothing has happened. The world appears through the illusion of Maya. In Vivartavad, some amount of action is accepted, and it's also two kinds, namely Vikara, transformation, and Vivarta, apparent transformation. Transformation, Vikara, is an apparent transformation. Vivarta, acknowledging an object that has undergone transformation, leading to leading to the knowledge of other substances called Vikara. For example, acknowledging milk, yogurt is produced as another substance, a transformed form. Vivarta or apparent transformation refers to the illusion that arises without acknowledging the principle. For example, perceiving a snake in a rope or seeing a silver in an oyster shell. Mayavada and Vivartavada further encompass encompass various philosophies like Jivavad, among others. However, they all share a few fundamental points of agreement. We will briefly. So, Gurmesh, would you like to comment anything up to this? Like to say anything before we go? Would you like to comment or say anything?
I'll leave the last one.
Okay, sure. We'll briefly examine. Mm.
Too far.
Shall I read this? The two? We'll briefly examine their views. There is nothing but Brahman. What appears what appears to exist is not real. It's merely a practical perception. The individual soul does not exist. If it does, it's a transformation of or illusion of Brahman.
So the Mayavads, they think that the material world is false,
The Mayavadis, they think that the material world is false,
that the only true thing is the Brahman.
and the only true thing is the Brahman.
So, so Mayavad, he was about it. Based on to the bewilderment and establishes the Advaita thought.
So in Mayavada, it says that one is bewildered by illusion, and like that it establishes Advaitavada.
So, uh, the misleading roots of the Mayavad
So the misleading thoughts of Mayavad,
puts one in some kind of illusory feeling.
puts one in some kind of illusory meaning.
So, they don't believe that the individual soul exists.
So they don't believe that the individual soul exists.
They think at best the individual soul is a type of illusion,
So they think that the individual soul is a type of illusion,
and that nothing exists except Brahma.
there's nothing exists except Brahman.
They say Brahma Satya
They say Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya.
Jagat Nitya.
Jagat Mithya.
That the only true thing,
That the only true thing is Brahman
anything else
and everything else
is illusion.
is an illusion. Everything else is an illusion.
This is the philosophy we have to be very careful not to accept.
This is the philosophy that we have to be very careful not to accept.
As they see the personality of Godhead, we see everything as Satya, how we can realize the absolute truth as
We can see the personality of Godhead, and and we can realize this when we can realize this when we see everything else as Satya, and
so. It's like they can see the material world as illusion.
In this way, they can see the material world as an illusion. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Sakhi Vrinda Mayapur Chandra Giriraj Maharaj ki, Shri Shri Pancha Tattva ki, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Nitai Pada Kamala ki, Shri Shri Prahlad Nrsinga Deva ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Guru Maharaj ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari 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 Bo. Guru Maharaj is blessing all the devotees. Krishna Matirastu. Guru Maharaj, today is that Mataji's birthday.
Oh.
That Mataji standing up, that Haladi is pointing at. It's her birthday. So please bless her.
Krishna Oh.
Krishna Matirastu.
Krishner Matiruhu. Mataji, whose birthday? Okay. So you have Laddu Prasadam. Before you leave, please see to that you honor. Srila Guru Maharaj ki. Dear devotees, those who are physically present here, for you, there is a physical book table to the left of you near the gate. This is a personal physical book table of Guru Maharaj, and it's can only be served by those who are physically present on this transcendental lotus rooftop. So it's a special opportunity to serve Guru Maharaj in the mission of Srila Prabhupada's distributing Srila Prabhupada books. Because Srila Prabhupada has ordered Srila Guru Maharaj specially and specifically that he should distribute 10,000 Mahabig books and 100,000 small books every month. This is a monthly contribution from Guru Maharaj that he is supposed to do. And he is doing it with the help of all of you devotees. So we have both the physical book table as well as virtual book table. So in today, we also have Nitya Sevais, those who are every month contributing, every day contributing, one Bhagavad Gita, 10 small books like that to Guru Maharaj, so that we can make it up 10,000 Mahabig books and 100,000 small books every month. So we have Balachandra Channa, Vinita Gandharvika, Devidasi, Balavranda. 4 small books. And from Kasadesh, we have Damini Mataji and her family, 1 Bhagavad Gita and 10 small books. This is what is 1:10 ratio, as exactly the order received by Guru Maharaj from Srila Prabhupada. And Guru Maharaj has got a monthly contribution, and Damini Mataji is giving a daily contribution. Every single day, she is sponsoring for 1 Bhagavad Gita and 10 small books. It's a great example and a role model to one and all. So thank you very much, Damini Mataji and family, for being an exemplary example in this regard. And we have Van Land You 1 Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Devotion Ki Jai. Also, these devotees get a special Narsimha Puja in a few hours from now in Sridham Mayapur. And all of you devotees also please bless them by calling out Nitai Gauranga with me. Nitai Gauranga. And please pass on this wonderful opportunity of participating in the pastime of Guru Maharaj distributing Srila Prabhupada books, even if it's a single Bhagavad Gita and 10 small books. Please do WhatsApp anytime, 24 hours both day and night at +91 94 34 76 04 02. Stay tuned for tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class, and let's do an intense prayers for Guru Maharaj's speedy and full recovery. And of course, our prayers include for all those who are celebrating their anniversaries today for their well-being and blissful Krishna consciousness. Please join me in the prayers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha पतिथानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. Over to